Hi there again, my young achievers. It's time for us to learn some more about poetry. Remember, we looked at what poetry is, the elements of poetry, and how they differ from the elements of a story. We also looked at rhyme scheme in poems and different types of poems. With that, we looked at the haiku poem, and we even wrote our own haiku poem. I am sure that you did enjoy that session. Now today, we will look at another type of poem. The poem we will look at for this session is limericks. Have you ever heard about such a poem? Now, what is a limerick poem? A limerick poem is a nonsense poem with 5 lines. In this poem, there is the use of rhyming words, but the rhymes follow a particular rhyme pattern. We have lines 1, 2, and 5 must rhyme. Lines 3 and 4, which are usually shorter lines, but those 2 lines must rhyme with each other. It is important to note that the 5th line of that poem must refer to the first line in the poem. So, a limerick poem is a humorous poem consisting of 5 lines. These lines follow an A-A-B-B-A rhyme scheme. The first, second, and 5th line, as I said before, must have 7 to 10 syllables while rhyming. And they must have the same verbal rhythm. The 3rd and 4th line should have 5 to 7 syllables, and they too must rhyme with each other and have the same rhythm. Now let's get into this example I have of a limerick poem. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It's just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren, have all built their nests in my beard." Let's read that again. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren, have all built their nests in my beard." Now what a humorous poem that was. Now here we see that the poem has indeed 5 lines. And yes, it is funny. Lines 1, 2, and 5, if you look, they have the following rhyming words. You have beard, feared, and then in line 5 we have the word beard being repeated. In lines 3 and 4, the rhyming words we have there are hen and wren. So there you see that it follows the description of limerick. Let's look at another example. There was a young lady of Dorking who bought a large bonnet for walking, but its color and size so bedazzled her eyes that she very soon went back to Dorking. Let's read that again. There was a young lady of Dorking who bought a large bonnet for walking, but its color and size so bedazzled her eyes that she very soon went back to Dorking. Here we see again in lines 1, 2, and 5, Dorking, walking, and again Dorking all rhyme. In lines 3 and 4, we have the words size and eyes, which rhymed with each other. Now, let's try to see if we could write our own limerick. Do you think you could give it a try? Now remember, it should be a humorous poem consisting of 5 lines. Now, can you think of another word or a synonym for the word humorous? Yes, funny. The poem must be funny. So the words humorous and funny are synonyms. That's a little recap. Now these lines must follow the rhyme scheme of AA, BB, and A. And if you remember from our discussion on rhyme schemes, AA indicates that lines 1 and 2 rhymes. And then if you look down, you see another A to the end of the poem. It means that the last line must rhyme with the first and second line. Where you see BB, it means that the 2 lines coming together there must have a rhyme pattern of its own. Now, let's try to write a limerick on hobby. Now, you think of a hobby, and I'll give you some time to write your own. Did you get a chance to choose a hobby or write anything at all? Remember, it must be funny, so you have to think of funny words as well. You have to think of a rhythm that will turn out to be funny as well. So here is my poem, Spikes and His Bikes. There once was a kid named Spikes who loved to ride lots of bikes. He rode one speeding down the hill, crashed right into a mill. Bang, he cried. Ouch! Yikes! I'll read that poem again for you. There once was a kid named Spikes who loved to ride lots of bikes. He rode one speeding down the hill, crashed right into a mill. Bang, he cried. Ouch! Yikes! Well, that was my poem. Did you like it? Remember, once you are finished writing your own poem, share it with your family members or even one of your friends when you speak to them the next time. Now let's analyze my poem to see if it had the correct amount of lines and whether or not I followed the prescribed rhyme pattern. So, here we see the poem indeed has 5 lines. And yes, it's funny. Lines 1, 2, and 5 have the words spikes, bikes, and yikes. Do those words rhyme? Yes, they do. They all rhyme. So far, we are consistent with the prescribed rhyme pattern. Lines 3 and 4, we have the words hill and mill. And again, these 2 words rhyme. Now, there we had our analysis of the poem. Be sure to analyze your own as well once you are finished. Remember, reviewing is very important. It ensures that you did everything correctly and it gives you a chance to make corrections. So let's recap our lesson. A limerick poem, we said, is a nonsense poem with 5 lines. In the poem, lines 1, 2, and 5 must rhyme. Lines 3 and 4, which are usually shorter, must rhyme with each other. And then line 5 must refer to line 1. You must also remember it is a humorous or funny poem. The lines follow the specific rhyme pattern or rhyme scheme of AA, BB, A. The first, second, and fifth lines must have 7 to 10 syllables while rhyming and having the same verbal rhythm. The third and fourth lines should have about 5 to 7 syllables. They too must rhyme with each other and have the same rhythm. Well, there we had it. We have learned quite a bit on limerick poems and even took the challenge of becoming confident poets for a while. I encourage you to try writing more poems. You will allow yourself to improve your knowledge on rhyming words and even brainstorming ideas based on the topic for your poem. That's all from me on this session. Hope to see you right here again on the Learning Channel for more fun and learning. Goodbye.